Grant and Brad's Ghastly Gab.
Welcome to Grant and Brad's Ghastly Gab. I'm Grant.
I'm Brad.
And you came to the right place for your podcast.
I see what you did there. If I hadn't just watched it, I wouldn't know what the hell you're
What the
talking
fuck I was talking about?
Yeah, I would have been like, I don't know what that's in reference to.
It's been a while since we talked. How you doing?
Good.
Good.
I mean,
Are you still living a Groundhog's Day? Like, I'm kind of getting back to a kind of normal, but
we're getting out a lot more. We're seeing people. You know what I mean?
yeah, we've
We're allowing Cameron to go outside and play, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because it's just, I mean, he basically had his nose pressed up against, the window because all the other kids are out there playing, and it's just like, all right, like we gotta let him play with some of these kids.
Yeah, and
like,
that's the weird decision.
Like, don't get all wrapped up with them, but go out there and ride bikes and shit.
Yeah, Maya went over to her friend's house, and it was like they did stuff. You know, she didn't go inside, and they didn't like get that close. But like, yeah, I don't know. It's not any different than it was 3 months ago. But I think mentally, you just have to be like, we're gonna still try our best, but like, we have to be able to go do stuff.
Yeah, but yeah, so it's been a shit week. So first, I already told you, my niece dropped my camera into the pond.
Mm-hmm.
That's the least of it, but it happened. It's something that happened while I was out camping. You know, I was like, literally, we just got there. I brought it out, and I was like, home movies. And then she was like, let me see that. And I gave it to her, and she was like, boop. And you know what it was like? It was like that in Big Daddy where the kid drops the milk.
Oh, the milk. and just stares at it.
There. Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
And you can't get mad because it's like not your kid.
No, I wasn't too mad. I mean, I've had that camera forever. It's tumbled down a cliff.
Yeah.
Not a cliff, but a cliff. An Ohio cliff.
Yeah.
It's been through a lot. So it was, and it's like a $50 or $60 replacement. You know me, I'm through 6 video cameras a year from garage sales, so I can probably get one, but I like that one because I knew how to use it and everything. But anyways,
I just buy a shitload just because. So.
Right, there you go. So then we went. My work announced, basically where there is going to be some kind of pay cuts, but basically I'm not getting a raise for a while.
Yeah.
And then we have to take these things called cost savings. Well, anyways, I'm going to lose some money.
Yeah.
Basically, so that sucks. But here's the worst part. So I'm out garage sailing, and I always look forward to this garage sale. It's my neighborhood. It's huge.
Oh, I thought you meant like one person's house. Like you're talking about the whole neighborhood?
The whole neighborhood.
Okay.
And so I go on and I park at this back lot, like by the woods, and it's on the condo side. So there's these 2 boulders in front of my car. I go to the sale, I come back, and I completely fucking forgot that the boulders were there.
What do you mean boulders? Like you parked up against the rock?
Rocks. Yeah,
okay.
Like big rocks, but you couldn't see them. They were only like probably 2 feet high. I drove over the motherfuckers, and my car got stuck and everything.
Were you by yourself, or were the kids there?
No,
did they have to run around and like push the car back?
No, we had to dig the rock out.
And this is just somebody's some random person's house.
Yeah, luckily some guy pulled up behind me and kind of was like, "Hey, I'll help you." And he's like, "Oh my gosh," and I was like, I was embarrassed.
Oh, that's the first thing I'd have. I'd be really embarrassed and just not wanting to look at anybody.
Yeah, I was pissed. I was disappointed because I look forward to this, and it kind of put a black cloud over it. I'm nervous about how bad is my car, and it took us a while to get out. And it was just one of those things. I don't usually do stuff like that. I'm usually pretty I don't know. That stuff doesn't happen to me.
Yeah.
Usually, not like self-inflicted stuff.
Yeah.
And oh man, luckily it's just cosmetic, and you can't really even barely see it. I know it's there, which still sucks. But
I mean, the first week I had my car, somebody scratched it. Like it's like a little white scratch by the gas tank, but and only I see it. But like every time I get gas, I just kind of stare at it, and it pisses me off more because I didn't do it.
Right.
And so you just kind of I finally I became an adult and I bought myself a new car, and within a week this fucking happened.
Right. I mean, there's a big dent like on the door, on the driver's side door, but it's so low that like you really can't
It
see
doesn't
it.
matter.
Yeah, but I like I said, I know it's there.
Yeah. I mean, I would. Yeah, I think that's what I tell myself is that you can be pissed off about it, but like at least it didn't affect like the car still works. Like you don't have.
Could have been so much
Yeah.
worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I did get a lot of stuff. If you saw my picture, I got
I
all
did.
kinds.
And like I saw, was that a Sega or no? That wasn't a Saturn. That was a Dreamcast, right?
The Dreamcast, yeah.
Dreamcast. And I was trying to figure out. There was something I was trying to figure out. I was doing the pinch and zoom, and I figured that I would just ask you. And now, fucking, I can't remember what I was going to ask you. It was too blurry by the time I got into it.
I got a PS3, a 360,
Yeah.
a PS1 that has the LCD screen attached to it, a Nintendo, an N64, and the Dreamcast.
I did a little change of pace. I watched stuff.
I didn't. Well, I did, but
only one horror movie though, and that was for. I had to remind myself what this movie was about. It was for for Kelly's movie review thing, that Jack Brooks Monster Slayer.
Oh yeah, okay.
I mean, I don't know. I know you like silly stuff, and Robert Englund's in it, but like, I don't know if I want to be responsible for telling you to watch this one.
Okay. Well, it has to be like. It can't just be like silly for the sake of being silly.
It's
like,
not. It's more like once it gets down to it.
It can't be Marco Stunt.
No. Once it gets down to it, the monster is so ridiculously bad that it's like not good bad. It's just kind of like, and like you don't really care about anything. So it's like after it's over, you're just kind of like, whatever. So, and then everything else was. I finally watched Birds of Prey.
What's that?
The Harley Quinn movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was the same type of thing. I knew what I was getting myself into. I will say that I enjoyed Deadpool more.
Okay.
They're really trying their hardest. Like she's breaking the fourth wall and she's talking to the audience. And I love Harley Quinn, but it was kind of like, yeah, I probably won't watch it again.
It's almost too in your face. She is. She's almost. I don't know.
Yeah. And then what did I just watch? That Gems, Uncut Gems movie, the Adam Sandler movie that everybody was like talking about. Like he plays another serious role.
Oh yeah, where he's the sports betting.
He's the jeweler. Yeah, that has a betting problem.
Okay, and how was
that?
That looked good.
It is. It's the most tense movie over 2 hours that you'll ever watch in your life. It doesn't let you ever like breathe or calm down. And he keeps getting himself in more and more and more shit. And like Kevin Garnett's in most of the movie. Like I didn't see that coming. It works, and like I'm not mad about it. But yeah, I would recommend that one. And then speaking of that, I started watching Schitt's Creek finally. Are you aware of the show, or have you watched it?
Yeah, with Eugene Levy.
And Catherine O'Hara.
I've watched a couple.
Brandy doesn't like it. And I asked Abby, and she didn't know enough, but I feel like you did. Now, I've never seen Cabin Boy. I feel like you've seen Cabin Boy.
Cabin Boy, is that the Chris Elliott?
Chris Elliott? Okay. So Chris Elliott is in this show. He's like the mayor of Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
Every movie except for maybe Groundhog Day. Every movie he's in, he just makes me feel gross. If that makes sense.
No, he's kind of creepy.
Yeah, like in Scary Movie 2 or 2. 2.
It's been a while.
I feel like he's the one with the little hand, like the butler. Oh,
I don't like the Scary Movie. I'm not a spoof movie guy, so I don't know if I've ever even seen that.
But between that and like, there's something about Mary and just like everything he's ever in, just I see him and I'm like, ugh. And I feel bad saying that because he's not like that, but like. I just think that way.
You know, he kind of plays that role, so you can't be too upset about it. Back in the early '90s, he was on a sitcom for like a season, and me and my brother loved the opening sequence. And I don't remember what the show is called, but they had the REM song. That song, like "Stand in the Place Where You."
Oh yeah.
And he like ran into a mailbox on his bike or something. And man, we just thought it was the funniest fucking thing the first time I watched it. So I bought the DVD years later when I saw it like CD Warehouse, and I paid some money for it because it was out of print. Man, it was a tough watch. I forget what it was called.
Is he the star of it?
Yeah, he is the star.
Oh, okay. I have no idea what that. Like, I don't even remember that. I don't think.
It was early '90s, but anyways.
But yeah.
So, so a girl at my work, and I think she might have been the second one to tell me about this, but she informed me of the app Pluto.
Mm-hmm. I have no idea what it is.
Okay, well you're gonna like it then. So Pluto is a free TV app, and you just download it, and it's immediately everything's free. But it has like all this old stuff on there. It has on-demand stuff. It has blocks of like 24/7 American Gladiators. It's just on all the time. The old ones.
Okay.
And then it has Nick games, and it's all Guts, Legends of the Hidden Temple, Double Dare.
And there's nothing weird about it. Like it's on the App Store.
No, it's a legit thing. Like I looked it up. It's totally cool.
Okay.
They have commercials and everything. Like you do have to watch some commercials.
So it's like I use Tubi for some stuff, and Tubi's the same way. It's free. You don't have to do anything, but you have to watch commercials. That's it.
This is like the greatest thing. That's why I haven't watched anything. It has
because you've been stuck on that.
Oh my god! It has Billy the Exterminator on this the man.
Yeah.
I can't get enough of fucking Billy the Exterminator. And so, but they had like a Steve Nash documentary, and I was like, oh, I gotta watch that.
Yeah.
I mean, all this great shit. It's a very old school though.
Yeah.
And it had a whole bunch of cool horror stuff. Like it has just like cult channel, and it has it's not cult like drink Kool-Aid like, but like cult movies.
Yeah.
But it's tons of channels, and it's awesome. Like if you're nostalgic at all, anybody would love it. But I know you would love it, so you gotta go check it out, because I've been watching Legend of the Hidden Temple like a motherfucker.
And I know that I spelled it completely wrong, but we got Maya hooked on Deal or No Deal, so we've been watching the hell out of that.
Have you?
I forgot how much fun, like when we'd sit there.
Remember that 2-year span? Exactly.
Yeah, and just watch it, and then like the same thing, like Maya's getting mad at the same stuff of like, take the deal, and then they don't, and then they fuck it up, and then they lose all their money, and she's like, why didn't they just take it? Like,
dude, and we knew like the girls at that point, because remember it was that, and then we watched American Gladiators.
Yeah,
remember that?
Yeah.
Can you name any of the gladiators still
from the new one?
From the new one?
No, all I remember. Well, one, I know that the one girl that we thought, at least I thought, was hot, she ends up being the girl in Deadpool. Second Deadpool reference. The black-haired girl that's like the bad guys. Oh,
God, she was so hot.
Yeah, so I know that, but then other than that, all I remember is the chicken nugget guy, which was actually a contender, so I don't know.
Yeah, no, but he came back as he came back as Rocket.
Because you become a gladiator if you won, right?
The chicken nugget guy. All right, what about Wolf? Remember Wolf? He kind of looked like a wolf, and he'd be like, I'm ready to take a bite out of you. And he'd be like, ah!
I don't remember any of the new gladiators.
And you don't remember Titan? Remember you used to say how good looking he was because he looked like He-Man?
No.
Google Titan. You'll be like, oh, fuck.
Hold on, Titan from the new one. Was there a Titan from the old one?
No, I don't think so.
Hold on, Titan. I can cut all this out. Titan.
No.
What? No, I'm talking about me actually typing it in.
Oh.
American Gladiators, Titan. He's not good looking.
Oh, we used to talk about it.
Oh. I remember this asshole.
Yeah. He's like the perfect specimen of man.
Yeah, and then there is that Wolf with his.
Yeah, he looks like a wrestler basically. Yep, that's Wolf.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
They are. Yeah, they're coming back to me now.
Those are the two I recall the most, and I forget what the girl's name was that we liked, but man, she
had the black hair.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
and her eyes were like sparkling.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, if you go back and watch Deadpool, you'll notice. Yeah, she's part of the bad guy troupe.
I just bought it on Blu-ray not too long ago, so I'll check it out. Okay.
What do you want to get into it?
Yeah, let's get into it. I watched it, like I said, about 10 days ago at this point, so hopefully I'm okay.
Well, this ended up being a family affair. And
really?
Yeah, it was Maya's first watch of Critters. So that adds some, as we'll get. Well, actually, there's only like one part where that really adds anything to it, but it was a pretty good part.
It's always fun to watch a movie with somebody that you really enjoy. That like usually you'd watch it by yourself and then you end up on your phone, but for some reason watching with somebody else that's never seen it, brings a whole new level of entertainment.
Yeah, I mean, this is one, and I explained it to her. Like we talked about it. She doesn't like Teen Wolf. She doesn't like Tremors. And there's something else
She
that
doesn't
she's.
like
Oh,
Tremors.
no, she didn't like Mars Attacks either. And I was just like, well, if you
Oh,
didn't like
like,
Tremors, I don't know. But what sucks is that you're going to watch it anyways. But then I was
right.
like, you liked Gremlins? She said, yeah. I was like, this is almost exactly Gremlins, but there's
It's
like,
very close.
I was
Yeah.
like, it's almost the same story. It's just a little bit campier and there's like blood. Like Gremlins just really has that like when he scratches Billy's head. But other than that, it's pretty family friendly. This
Yeah.
one, like, it gets kind of rough for a while. And as a kid, I had like this is one of my three that were like always in the VCR. It was like Gremlins, Ghostbusters, and Critters. And I actually growing up, I thought Critters was a more mainstream movie. Like I thought everybody had seen Critters. Come to find out, not really.
I honestly probably saw it for the first time just 2 or 3 years ago.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Had you ever seen the other ones? The second one, like when they like turn into the big ball.
If I have, then I have no idea. If I have, like, I don't remember being like, oh yeah, I've seen Critters. It's possible that I watched it once,
Yeah.
but I have no recollection of actually like.
Oh, just the opening scene and like the like more. Well, we'll get into it, but like a lot of stuff like brought back a lot of memories because it has been a while since I've actually just sat down and watched it.
Right.
The first being, as a kid, I don't know why, but I love that opening, the new line. Like I think it's the same as like Nightmare on Elm Street. Like it's like that red like flash.
Yeah.
Because this was 86, and what was Elm Street, like 84?
I think so.
Okay. But yeah, like it just always looked cool. The red and the black, and it flashed, and you get like New Line Cinema.
But all those old entrances to the movies, like dun, 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 like it like there's something about those. Like when you're watching some, like almost when you hear one, you expect certain movies to start.
Well, yeah,
because you watch those movies so much that you're like, oh, that song's about to start to bring this movie, and it doesn't. And you're like, oh shit.
So then we get into it a lot of or more text on the screen than I thought between this movie because later on we get Critter subtitles.
Oh yeah.
But it says Prison Asteroid Escort 17, and they have the Krites in prison. They keep calling them the Krites, which I don't even know if I ever like picked up on as a kid. I just remember them being critters. Like you called them critters.
Right. Yeah. I didn't watching it, and I just like I said watched it a few years ago. I was like, they called them Krites.
And then like the most alien looking guy, like the captain of the ship or whatever, the guy that was keeping the Krites. Looks like the most alien thing you've ever seen.
Wait a minute, is this the potato people from Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Well, no, the potato people are the bounty hunters.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
But there was the guy, like the captain that was like floating around with like the.
Yeah. No, it's just my first note talks about the potato people.
The potato people. I mean, they are about the same thing, which is really lucky. The fact that they can turn into anybody. We're really lucky that they have arms and legs, and they mostly have a human body.
Turn into anybody. The one guy struggled.
I have a note about that of just like he cannot get it right. And of course the critters escape. So what we're saying right now is that there's alien races, and the aliens or the critters are aliens that come to Earth because, as he said, they have enough fuel to cross the galaxy 10 times. He said, and like he just explains it all right there. You're done.
Yeah, you're done. Don't need to know anything else about that.
So then it cuts to Earth, and we introduce D. Wallace of E.T. fame, of Cujo fame, and of course of Critters fame.
Brad.
Do what?
Is this Brad?
No, the mom.
The mom. She's hot, right?
Yeah, she is hot. Now, in 3 from Hell, not so much. But here, I
didn't even know she's in all this.
She's the prison guard that like Baby ends up killing.
You know what? I hated that movie so much that I blocked it out.
Well, she's E.T.'s mom.
You mean Elliot's mom?
Well, Elliot's mom, yeah.
Okay.
She's the mom in Cujo. Yeah.
So in Cujo, who's in the car? The kid and the mom? Or does mom leave? And then it's
I think
just
you asked me too quick. I thought they were both in the car, but then the mom.
I thought they're both
in,
but then the mom leaves, right, to go get something, and it's just the kid.
Then it's the kid. Yeah, from what I remember, it has been.
It's been a while. It's been a minute. I remember really enjoying it last time I watched it, but I'm just struggling to like remember.
And it's one of the books I think I actually finished as a kid. I wasn't too scared of that one. But yeah, she's in a bunch of stuff. She's in House of the Devil too. She's just one of those names that and she's in like all the Rob Zombie movies. I think not just
Right.
3 from Hell. But yeah, she is attractive, I think. But she's making that bacon, and it's just a happy farm family.
Yes.
With Brad, yes. Brad is the kid.
Brad's the kid, kind of the main character.
Yeah. Yeah, I think. Yeah, it's kind of told from his perspective, I would think.
He's the Elliot of this movie.
Yeah. And then I completely forgot about Charlie. I remember as a kid being so confused on why everybody was like, they didn't like Charlie because I didn't understand what drinking was. Mm-hmm. And I thought he was just crazy. Like, that's why he had to sleep in the jail. And then he kept talking about, he could hear, Charlie could hear things through his fillings.
Right.
His teeth. He knows the aliens are coming.
And that whole idea disappeared at some point. Because remember, there was a Saved by the Bell episode about that too. Like,
what, that you could hear stuff through your fillings?
Things, yeah, that you could hear things through your fillings.
Well, I even asked Abby that. I was like, isn't that like an urban legend? And she's like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I was like, that was a thing for a while.
I agree.
Yeah. So Charlie is the town drunk, but he's crazy. He's been abducted by aliens, right, already? And he knows they're coming back?
Yeah.
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 So he can hear it all through. And I put Charlie is the glue that holds this movie together.
Arguable.
And then boom, we wipe back to the aliens. And I like, so they have these like weird contraptions that go over their eyes that can show, like, they know they're going to Earth now, so they have to like catch up on the history and find out what they're going to be.
I have all kinds of things before this.
Okay, sorry, go ahead. If I'm going too fast, calm me the hell down.
Dude, they got all the names out within like 4 seconds. They try to introduce you to all the characters.
To the family?
So
what's the sister's name? Because I actually remember having like a crush on the sister as a kid.
The
boyfriend is on the phone, which we find out who the boyfriend is later. We'll get there.
Okay.
I don't even know. Like, I just knew Brad. That's all. Brad and Charlie.
Okay. Well, yeah. So I put, who is Charlie? Steve is dating the sister, and we don't know who Steve is yet. But you're right. But then Brad, he was trying to pull a little Ferris Bueller.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He was trying to act like he was sick, so he ran the old thermometer under the hot water. Did you ever do that?
I never did that. I never tried to fake being sick.
Because his temp was 106, and he had a test today, and his sister called him a bad name, like fuck up or something like that. His dad is going to hang his balls out to dry after he skins them.
Yep.
Or something.
Yep.
I was like, what the fuck is this? Like,
it's a pretty harsh punishment for trying to get out of a test. Like, I know you shouldn't do that, but his dad threatened to skin his own child, I think, just for like, I don't want to take my math test. It's okay.
Yeah, everybody was cussing. Even Brad was cussing.
Oh, yeah,
like,
I think she calls him a shithead.
Shithead, yeah.
Yeah, you shithead.
Like, I was just like, what? And then I put Charlie sleeping off in the back, and the secretary of the police officer is a lady from a bunch of stuff like Kingpin, and there's something about Mary.
Oh, yeah, the receptionist or the whatever.
Yeah.
I'm happy that we do this together because you have all this stuff, and my note for that is literally I wrote down happy farm family. That's what I wrote down. And then the next note is Charlie is sleeping it off in the back. So we both got that.
You know, I start off hot, and then I peak towards the end. And then I put, the Kreitzer head to Earth, the Potato Men are after them. So you go there.
Okay. So they have this, like, we see the Potato Men, they're glowing, and they have these, like, I don't know, glasses. We'll just say glasses. They're pieces of glass that come down in front of their face, and either like they're trying to figure out who they want to turn into to blend in, or they're trying to find out history or information about Earth. And when that fucking Power of the Night song came on, I still knew the words somehow.
Did you? Okay.
And at the same time, that singer looks fucking exactly like Tim Curry.
Right?
I know it's not because that guy was a little bit too young at that time, but he looks I don't even know. And we looked him up. Last name's not Curry, so I don't know, but it's weird how much he looks like him.
All right, side note. Isn't it weird that you can still remember lyrics to that, but sometimes you're trying to think of the word especially, and you can't?
Why the word did you have trouble recently trying to think of the word especially?
Stuff like that, yeah.
I mean, it's okay. That's a safe place here.
How'd you spell Christ?
C-R-I-T-E-S.
I put it with a Y.
You put C-R-Y? Like cry?
C-R-Y-T-E-S.
Oh. Let's keep this going. I like this because usually we're both, like, we have different answers. So it looks like Tim Curry. So then the one bounty hunter turns into the lead singer, or no, I don't even know the name of the band. He turns into the singer of this music video, Power of the Night.
Yeah,
And then he gives shit to the other one because the other one, nothing feels right. Or like, I
yeah,
don't know what he
they
said.
don't like it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he said something like that. Like, they stop in the music video. Taylor makes this bloody transformation based on what they saw on the music video, and now is great looking.
Let's say the transformation is pretty fucking cool, actually. And I remember even as a kid going like, that's pretty fucking cool.
Right.
Yeah.
And they watched a whole bunch of clips to basically understand what the last, like, what Earth's culture is. That's what it seemed like they were watching, but everything was from like just the 70s and 80s.
Oh yeah.
So
it didn't go back far at all. I don't even think it went to like a war. Like I don't know if he like usually you see Hitler and Hitler wasn't in there.
It was pretty funny. So yeah,
it's the power of the night.
It's, you know what, I actually like this song.
You like the song?
Mm-hmm.
It's not a real song, right?
It has to be.
Maybe we need to look that up. I mean, if so, I'll put it at the beginning of the podcast. So it'll just be that. It won't be the Critters trailer. It'll be that song.
That's the way it should be. So
then we cut back to the farm, and Charlie is not very good at his job. No,
it was questionable on why they kept him around.
Yeah, he's supposed to be helping like fix. I'm guessing like was it a car or was it like farm equipment? I can't remember.
I think it was a tractor.
Was it a tractor? Okay,
I could be wrong.
Yeah, and so he's just hanging out with the kid, blowing shit up. The kid is a master at fireworks. He should not. I know that he seems a little bit older, but he should not be in possession of what he's in possession of as a kid.
No.
I mean,
I put Brad as a pyromaniac blowing shit up, and Charlie is helping.
Yeah, and Charlie's
exactly what you just said.
But then, guess who pulls up in the driveway?
I have it next here. I said Billy Zane is his sister's boyfriend
with a fucking little ponytail rat tail thing.
Yeah,
yeah,
and he's like, it's funny because I don't want to say anything bad. He's kind of a bitch to her.
Oh yeah,
like she controls him.
Yeah,
he's Billy fucking Zane. He must not know it yet.
I don't know if they took into account that were like the director's like, I don't really know where to go with this. Like, he can't just tell her that he's Billy Zane and walk off. He's like, but he is like,
he's the biggest star you got in this movie besides maybe the E.T. woman.
The E.T. woman. So then my big question here is, so the sister's out. Charlie's lining up this shot, and from the angle they have with the camera pointing down past the slingshot, why would you ever let go of a pebble or a rock or anything when there are people standing there?
I don't know.
Even like, you're gonna miss that can.
Yeah,
you're gonna hit somebody, and I don't know why they did it, or why Charlie did it. I guess
it's questionable. Yeah, I put Brad as giving his sister a hard time in front of him. In front of him, shower with a slingshot. Mom is hot. I don't know what this means.
Let's say, how many beers did you drink while doing this one?
I didn't. I was working out.
But then the kid ultimately, like, he doesn't let Charlie get in trouble. I think he has a soft spot for Charlie. He takes the blame for it. Because he knows that if they find out Charlie shot his sister in the behind, Charlie's probably out.
Charlie's fucked.
Yeah, he's not good. So then the kid gets grounded, but I'm sure that I jumped a lot there because I actually had a problem with this movie. I actually just started watching it at some times. Like, I forgot that I actually had to take notes. So I might jump big spots. I don't know if you have anything between that and the kid getting grounded. But the dad does jump on him pretty hard again. He's just
and actually we were too soon on some of the bounty hunters.
Oh, okay.
So I put everyone is loving the song.
Oh.
So how does it go?
It's the power of the night.
There you go. Both fucking Brad's listening to it on his radio in his room, and he is loving life.
He is.
Goes downstairs, hot mom.
Yep,
sitting there watching the music video.
Yep, and she's
trying to dig it a little bit. Actually, you could tell maybe she has a little thing for the lead singer.
Yeah, she's just looking at her husband.
I thought it was a little foreshadowing. And how did he get her?
I don't know. Maybe that's a young love, and I don't want to say anything about their marriage, but they could be happy. But every once in a while, hot mom just goes, "Power of the night," right?
Power of the night.
Yeah. I mean, he's not giving that to her. He can't even get Charlie to help him with the tractor.
Right. Okay, so now keep going, and I'll interrupt you if I need to.
The kid gets grounded, and he sneaks out.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
remember as a kid thinking that he had the coolest fucking room to be able, like, he had a cool room anyways, but then he got to just walk out on his roof.
On the roof,
Yeah.
and then go to the tree
And then he
trunk,
goes to the tree, but Dad's out there because he's hearing shit. Dad catches Charlie, or not Charlie, Brad. But for some
he's
reason,
not hearing shit, right? Because they think an earthquake happens.
Yeah, which I'm guessing that. Oh, okay. Yes. So the earthquake happens, and I think that's when it cuts to Charlie on his bike, and the alien ship flies over Charlie. The Kreitz ship, I guess, at that point.
Okay.
So the aliens, the critters, are here on Earth. Which I really like Charlie's double hand of, like, he was trying to ride the bike and drink at the same time. Like, if you're going to be that much of an alcoholic.
As drunks do.
Yeah, just stop your bike and take a drink.
Yeah. Or just wait till you're home.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like it's that big of a...
And you shouldn't ride a bike after you're drinking. I think that's a lot of exercise that you shouldn't be doing.
Especially, it was night. There was a lot going on. I put both Brad and Dad saw a meteor or something, so they go out to investigate in the fields.
Yeah, Brad does not get in trouble for sneaking out because of all this shit going on.
Yeah, it was just a complete, like, other shit started happening. He got off. And it was super foggy, and Brad trips, and he says, "Holy shit," because there's a mutilated cow.
Mm-hmm.
As it was a mini movie with aliens. Mutilated cow.
Yeah. And I always thought it was cool that he got away with it, too. That he said holy shit in front of his dad.
Yeah, it's the second time he said shit today.
Yeah, so the cow's been ripped open. And it's pretty bloody. It's pretty gruesome. They still don't really know what's going on. And they cuts away to the ship, actually. Well, and I guess I missed this one. The ship opens up. Like, it's like this triangular ship. What you would think, like, an alien ship looks like. Like, kind of what I based everything off of growing up, because I think, aren't the killer clowns, like, ship about the same? Like, before it turns into the tent, isn't it like a regular looking spaceship? Or am I making that all up?
I'd have to watch it again.
Which, side note,
I just watched the beginning, though, so I should know.
Side note, though, the Kyoto brothers that made the clowns and wrote and directed Killer Clowns made the critters. You can,
oh, really?
Yeah, you can bring that up if you need an icebreaker at a party or something.
Excuse me. Are you a Krite fan?
So then we see a cop driving, and a fur ball just rolls out in the middle of the street. It looks like a dust ball, but it's a black, like, fur ball. Cop fucking veers off the road, crashes, gets out. What the hell was that?
Yeah, he was trying to flirt with the lady from the movies that I mentioned earlier. The
front desk lady.
Secretary,
yeah,
and he got shut down, and that's when he saw the Krite, and she was like, "What's wrong?"
Yeah, he's like, "There's a Krite." He's like, "What?" And then, so then he's walking around the car trying to figure out what's going on, and we find out the big reveal that they have another power. Well, we haven't even seen it yet, so we don't know what power it is. But he gets shot in the fucking knee with a needle, poisonous needle.
Yeah, a quill.
There you go. You know, that's why you're on here. We don't need Frank.
See, I can think of Quill,
but not especially.
Sometimes it's tough.
Hey, I've gotten very upset recently because I realized that even with autocorrect on my phone, I'm never in my life going to be able to spell available. It's just not going to happen. I'm going to have to give up on it. My phone won't autocorrect it either. Like, it's just like, no, we're good.
Because you've done it wrong so many times that they're like, he must mean this.
So yeah, he shoots him in the needle, and then I think you see him getting drug under the car.
Okay.
I don't even know how many critters it would take to drag a human, like an adult male, under a car, but they did it.
It's hard to say. We don't know how, if there's more than one Krite, are they still called Krite?
Like, there's a group of Krite, or would it be I think it's Krites. I think they even say Krites, like at the beginning before he's like the fuel. He says like the Krites have escaped.
Okay.
And like so he says Krites. No. Yeah. So we
So here is where we skipped a little bit,
okay.
and it's the other Potato Man is told to transform from the lead singer of that band,
Mhm.
but the other guy hasn't. Says nobody likes me. I don't think he said that.
No, I think nothing. Like he
And
says nothing fits me or something.
I put he's like a transforming bitch because he just is like he's kind of emo about it.
Oh yeah, he's just like
He's like
it's always so easy for the other guy.
nobody would think. Did you notice that Dad's bowling shirt is like kind of a Ghostbusters homage?
Yeah, the Pinbusters.
Is it homage or home? Is it?
See, I don't know because I've been corrected before.
Yeah.
I always say homage.
Okay, what's the other one? Homage?
Homage.
Homage?
Yeah,
Thank
but
you.
then that
See,
T-shirt
can't figure
company
that.
is homage. Like I think that's how that's pronounced. So I don't know. I still say homage and then just get corrected. It's kind of like Euro gyro.
I mean, it's definitely Euro though.
See, I say Euro.
Yeah, that's fine.
No, you say
My mom-
Euro. Like you go deep with the U. I go high. I go Euro. Like hell, Euro.
That's okay too, but somebody says gyro, I'm like, that's my mom says gyro, and I'm like, Jesus, Mom, you
Let's say
sound
your
like
mom
an asshole.
actually. That doesn't surprise me. Just like,
Yeah.
hey Bradley,
You ever had one of those gyros?
you got a
I'm
gyro?
like a gyroscope? And she's like, no, like a gyro sandwich. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? How old are you?
A gyro sandwich. So then we go back to Hot Mom, and Hot Mom is is washing dishes, and this used to fucking terrify me as a kid. She looks up and there's just like darkness and these like glowing red eyes, like they're all
man.
little and beady, and she jumps back and she drops the plate. Just broken.
And this is
plate.
when shit starts going down.
I have a question.
Okay.
Have you ever seen a kitchen floor with a vent like in the middle?
Why do you sound like Primetime Glick?
What?
I have a question, Chevy Chase. What time?
Have you ever seen when she started like when she looks back up and there's nothing there and she comes back down and she starts sweeping the plate up, there's a vent like in the middle of the floor. There's not a house with a vent in the middle of the floor.
Yeah.
There are?
Yeah.
Do you have one? Am I like making fun of you right now?
No, but man, I know of one. I just don't know. I can't think of it right now.
I just feel like that'd be like inconvenient, like you'd stub your toe all the time.
Oh, it wasn't easy. God, maybe I stayed somewhere like a
Yeah.
cabin.
That
like,
just had one?
Yeah, just like it was kind of in a weird place. Maybe it was like upstairs. Man, maybe condo.
Okay.
Let me look at the condo when I go.
If
I'm
it's
going
there,
this weekend.
take a picture. We'll post it. It'll be good.
All right. I don't remember hitting my toe though.
So then, I wrote a note about the dad having the Pinbuster shirt.
Okay.
And then the family's confused by everything that's going on, but the bounty hunters land. Nothing lies. Oh, hold on. Family confused and the bounty hunters land. And then the other one still hasn't changed. So it seems like you and I are both pretty worried about this guy changing into something.
Well, it was just kind of funny because it's like I had watched this movie. I'd only seen this movie once, right? So I'm watching it for a second time. So I don't, you know how it is when you watch a movie once a couple years ago. You're like, I don't fucking remember.
Yeah,
I
that's
couldn't
why I have to take
remember if the
notes.
bounty hunters were good guys or bad guys.
Oh, okay.
So they seem like bad guys because they're transforming into people that are like famous, and now they're going to go impersonate like people from Earth, and like they seem like bad guys in all reality. So it's kind of hard to tell if the Earth is just a battleground for the Krites versus the Potato Men.
I wish that's what this movie turned into.
Everybody's gonna get screwed, like Mechagodzilla versus Godzilla. I don't know. So yeah, I wasn't sure.
The power starts flickering, and the dad. I remember this scene. I don't know why. I always thought it was weird that like they had like a basement or they had some underground thing like outside, and that's just me not being around like farmhouses, I guess, because then years later you're going to see Twister.
It's a cellar.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And so he has to go like outside out of the house and down this like stairs, and like there's like that's where the power is. And it's one of the creepiest fucking shots. He goes down the stairs and he has the flashlight and he's looking around. And if you have a keen eye, if this is the first time you're watching the movie, you might not see it. But there's all these like weird stuffed animals that I'm guessing the kids are too old to play with now. And then there's one of the fucking critters just like sitting there. Like it's like he turned into like Toy Story where he's just and then it cuts away and he's still looking for the power and then he flashes the flashlight back and that critter just fucking jumps at him. Like
Right.
the red eyes are out. Those creepy ass red eyes, man.
The red eyes got you?
Oh, I don't like it. It's I think that goes back to that whole like why I'm afraid of the dark and like why I look outside. Like I look outside to check, but also I don't really want to see anything there. And if I saw just like these glowing dots, like that's fucking weird.
Random question.
Yeah.
All right, let's say you look out that window. Would you be more scared to see a guy in shorts and a t-shirt looking back at you or a guy in a suit?
Like actually like not walking through the neighborhood like as a nightly walk or a dog walk, like
No,
he's stopped and he's looking at like at my house.
Yeah.
A suit.
Me too.
Because that's weird. Because
It's more rare.
Yeah, because I mean I could be out in jeans and a t-shirt like walking and like
Anything can happen.
Yeah, but like a
That
suit
to make you stop.
You should be at work.
Yeah, what are you doing in that suit, guy? That'd be the first question. Because to the other guy, you'd be like, "Can I help you?" But the first question you want to ask the other guy is like, "Why are you in that suit at 11 o'clock at night?" Like,
yeah, maybe he got caught up at the office, but then that leads to the next question of, if you got caught up at the office, you're late getting home. Why are you in front of my house?
Yeah, just staring at me.
Yeah.
Fucking
So yeah, the suit. Is that a question that came up around the Dixon household, or did you just think of that?
Just thought of it because I just thought of somebody looking at me through the kind of like what we were just talking about, and I saw a picture of a guy in a suit for some reason, and I was like, "That's fucked up." So I mean,
it's creepy.
Yeah.
So then, shit goes sideways, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say the dad is not going bowling tonight.
Unfortunately, and it was a championship.
Yeah, it was a championship. It's heartbreaking, but guess what happens, Brad? Potato guy, he finds himself a body.
Yes, and it was the best.
Yeah,
this was maybe my favorite part of the movie.
Why? Because he finally found one, and he still fucked it up.
Because it looked like, I don't know, it was just so awesome that he took the dead cop. And then he looked like the guy in the Night of the Living Dead Tom Savini remake that's like walking up when Tony Todd comes and like pulls him over to go into the farmhouse. He looked like that guy.
And that's why you like
always
that.
looked so damn funny to me.
Well,
so,
obviously the bounty hunters
really
are hot on the trail.
Very
Because
hot.
they go to the first death, he gets the cop, he turns into the cop, and he still is even like trying to figure it out. Like he's got this big ass scar because the cop got ripped to death,
Right.
But then we want to take a minute because Billy Zane's night goes from fucking 100 because he is having a great time with the sister. He's up in the barn. They're alone. There's some good music playing. And then
she's the devil.
She's the aggressor.
Yeah, Billy Zane is like, shouldn't we stay here and hang out with your parents?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a few minutes ago, but it's like...
She's like,
yeah.
nah. She's like, you got me.
She's like, I'm driving your car, Billy Zane. Fuck you. Billy Zane doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, so
like,
they're...
what do you know of Billy fucking Zane?
Yeah, she's like, I don't care who you are. Get your ass up in the barn. He's like, I don't fuck on hay. And she's like, you're going to.
Yeah.
And then, he's having a good time with the sister. They kind of hear something, or he like needs to turn the music. I don't know. Maybe he's fucking with the music. I don't remember. But he gets his fucking finger bit the fuck off. Just
gone.
And
better his finger, I guess.
And that's all I wrote down. Oh no, I don't think he's gonna make it out alive. I don't remember how he died. Like, did they eat him or did?
You know what? For me, Billy Zane came and went. I don't know what the fuck happened to the guy. That must have took a piss.
Well, I think that they're like all over him. And she makes a run for it. Why she's just eating the fuck, or they're eating the fuck out of Billy Zane. Like, she really cared about this guy from New York City, and then very quickly was just like, nah, I need to get out of here.
literally, I must have looked down. Billy Zane got eaten by a whole bunch of them because then all of a sudden the girl was just back with the family and Billy Zane was nowhere to be seen. I just figured he perished.
I think he was an easy death. Like that was a late script edition of just like we need more deaths in this movie. They're like,
you know what happened is they had a script. The script supervisor and the director writer wanted to stick to it. Then they ended up getting Billy fucking Zane, and they didn't know what to do. So, but they didn't change it.
they're like, what did you say his name was? Steve? Is he Steve?
Steve, yeah.
Steve from New York. This is what confused me. There's a church service on what seems to be like a Friday night, which I guess I can understand. People can go to church whenever they want. But then the fucking bounty hunters don't ask any questions. They just walk in and blow this thing the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like,
and one of them is dead. He's a zombie potato man.
and then I don't even know if this is a joke now. Like now that we're talking about it, it seems like the writers were just having fun because for some reason he doesn't need to, but he changes again. And he changes into the priest or the guy running the service at the church. They blow up the piano. Everything's ruined. They still didn't find anything. It's not even like one of the critters jumped out of like the back of the church. Like there's nothing. They just blew this church up.
Right.
I don't know. But the family's hunkering down. Or as I misspelled it, bunkering down.
Bunker. They were bunkering too.
I mean, yeah, I didn't misspell it too bad. It could mean the same thing. They make a run for their car. Car's all fucked up. They got Children of the Corn, and they cannot get into that car. But now, for some reason, if you notice, a very quick cut, they lock themselves out of the house, too.
Do you believe it?
Do the damnedest thing.
I mean, fuck.
So,
you know what they should do? They should have fucking Brad climb up the tree. You know that window's open.
Window's open. Guess what they did, Brad? They had Brad climb up the tree and go into his room.
Did they?
I think so. Isn't that how they open or get back in the house?
Probably.
Oh,
that makes sense to me.
You must have looked down again, unless I made that part up. How'd they get back in the house?
I might even have it here. I feel like I'm a little lost right now in my notes. I was kind of trying to look.
It's the power of the night. Streets are calling.
The priest recognizes a cop, but he's dead. The family tries to leave, but the critters are waiting in the car. We quickly realize there's a shit ton of them, and they are rolling like tumbleweeds, but fast.
But fast.
Pretty much sums it up. Huh?
Yeah, I mean that's actually we're done. That's the movie. So then this is where it comes into watching it with Abby and Maya. Because so they open the door, they get back in the house, and Hot Mom has the shotgun, right? So then they put subtitles up, and whenever I look something up for a movie for Maya, the only thing I look up is sex because I don't care about language at all. I just want to know, is somebody going to get naked or am I going to have to explain something? And it is kind of weird if you have like a 12-year-old daughter to be watching a movie with your dad, I feel, where there's stuff going on.
Where all of a sudden there's a sex scene, like the Jerry Maguire scene.
Yeah, you don't want to be in
She's like, never stop fucking me. And it's like...
Yeah, I feel your parents' pain now when they took us to go see that movie. So
that's right, you did come.
Yeah, so like... I was sitting there, and then Hot Mom has the shotgun, and it all of a sudden the critters have subtitles, and I forget what they say. It's just like she has a shotgun, or like I don't know what they say. She blows the fucking critter off the front porch, and the other one just looks at it and goes, "Fuck!" I couldn't help it. Like,
out loud.
All three of us just started laughing. Like even Maya was in on the joke of just like, whatever, man. It's funny.
It was unexpected.
Who cares? Because that is the weird thing is that halfway through this movie, it kind of changes, and there's little like comedy acts. Like we skipped over this when the Billy Zane thing happens. Like the little kid like throws a firecracker at one of the critters, and it like picks it up and eats it. Do you remember that one?
Maybe.
And
no, not off the top of my head, but if I saw it again, I probably would.
They're up in the barn, and the critter like reaches down, he grabs it, he eats it, and it like explodes in his mouth, and he just does this. He like spins and then just like falls over. So like they turn into like this weird like comedy act like every once in a while. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
But I really did like the fact that he just yelled "fuck," but it was a subtitle. Like they didn't even like.
Here's a big thing that we missed is that when the dad was down in the basement, the Kreitz shot the quills at him and bit him, and and so he's hurt and injured at this point.
Yeah, yeah, I did, and that's where the blood comes in because they fucked the dad up pretty well.
Yeah,
like like I said, he's not going bowling, championship
no,
or not.
If that's what you meant by that, I missed it.
Well, yeah, I just didn't. This is where I'm bad. I can take notes all day, but I don't really go into anything. Like, yeah, the dad's down for the count, but really, he got pretty fucked up. Then
Bowling.
Of course, Charlie, he had to go drink, and he went to drink at the bowling alley. Brad,
a lot of people used to do that.
I know. I've drank in a bowling alley. There's a place in Indiana where literally there were no bars, but there's a bowling alley across the street. So I went and drank at a bowling alley.
There you go. Did you bowl?
I bowled one game.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, I just sat in the bowling alley until it closed and then went back to my hotel room. I mean, it wasn't a bad night.
Charlie thing to do.
Yeah. I mean, it's that or sit in my hotel room. So, and now that's what I do. So, and guess who shows up there to fuck some shit up?
It's the Potato Man.
Yeah.
But now the Potato Man is the priest. And they recognize him.
Well, they started off hot and heavy on this trail. They went right for the cop, which the critters were actually at. Critters were not at the church, and critters are not at this bowling alley. And I feel like they missed a good joke of having a critter pop out of the ball return. And when a guy reached down to grab his ball, like the critter ate his hand.
His fingers are going, yeah.
It'd be great, but yeah. So
missed the chance there, guys. Come on.
So and then I put. Well, now we'll call him Potato Guy. Potato Guy cannot make up his fucking mind on who he wants to be. Because guess who he's turned into now?
I don't have it.
Charlie.
Oh, that's right, Charlie.
But he's like cool Charlie. He's got his hair slicked back.
Which is almost hard to believe because the Potato Man was so bumbling before that.
Yeah.
He seemed like he didn't know where he should have wound his watch. All of a sudden, he's cool Charlie. I didn't get that.
Yeah, so they I think they threatened the bartender. He's like, "Where are the Kreitz?"
People are like, "How do you spell that?" He's like, CRITES.
Is that an I or a Y?
Why? I want to know.
So then, I have a note here because I guess at this point, shit is just going sideways at the family's house, and I put and they're inside, and these fucking Kreitz are flying through the fucking window. And I put, how did they have so much trouble getting up those goddamn porch stairs, but they can't, but now they can just fly through windows? Before the fuck scene, they were sitting there going so slow, trying to climb up the stairs. So how do they go from that to being able to propel themselves through a window?
I don't know.
The logic of this movie needs some help.
I put, finally, the police chief, hold on. I put the Potato Men are at the bowling alley now. The dead cop is now the reference, but it doesn't look dead anymore. The lead singer one throws a ball and busts the pins because he threw it so hard.
Yeah.
And then finally, the police chief has been contacted. And then I put, Dad is sick. Mom is starting to lose it. Right after all that is established, a critter breaks in and kills the mom in the neck. Now she's out.
They shoot her, don't they?
So I was using the talk thing to write my notes.
Oh, yeah.
So this stuff's wrong, man. Kills her in the neck, and now she's out.
I think every once in a while we should just do one where you do the entire thing like that, but you have to read them. You can't change it. Word for word. And I'll see if I can figure out what you're actually talking about.
What I mean, okay. It would have to be a movie we both know really well, and then.
So
I do have now. Charlie is one of the Potato Men. I put the guns the Potato Men have are crazy, like Tim Taylor made it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's that's a man. I mean, it's a potato gun. It's a potato gun from Potato Man.
It was crazy. Chief is told about the bowling alley and the brown place, but he's not buying it just yet. Brad is allowed to ride his bike to go get help. Mm-hmm. Brad stopped the cops, recognizes not the cops because the cops are the Potato Men at this point.
Cops are the Potato Men. And the lead singer of Power.
He recognizes Johnny Steele.
Uh-huh. Oh, so he does have a name. Okay, so you got Johnny Steele.
How do you know the critters are the Kreitz? Is what I have here. How do you know the critters are the Kreitz?
Uh-huh.
How do you know the critters are the Kreitz?
What did they say?
Oh! Because the
Oh, because he calls them critters.
Because um, I think the cops asked, "Do you know where the Krites are?" And he was like, "Well, yeah."
Oh, okay.
Like,
Yeah, that
I
doesn't
was
make
like,
any.
"Yeah, of
He
course I
wouldn't.
do."
Yeah, he wouldn't know what they were.
You wouldn't know what that is.
Especially like, so you have to think
You'd be
about
like,
your
"What?"
brain. Like, so literally, like Johnny Steele,
Yeah,
and
the biggest rock musician in the world.
yeah, and what? Who is he now? Is he Charlie or is he the cop? He's Charlie,
Hard
right?
to say.
What?
Hard to say. I think he's Charlie.
He's Charlie in a cop car. So you have to digest that, and then they're like, you know where the Krites are at? Like, you would have
He's
no
like,
idea what he's talking
absolutely.
about.
No.
Yeah. And then I put, why is this bounty hunter scene so long? Apparently I wanted to be done with this scene at this point. I don't know why. Maybe it was because of that question.
Okay.
So then I do not fucking, for how much I just went on about how much I love this movie and how many memories it brings back, I never once remember them fucking growing to giant proportions.
That's my next thing.
Because you see the shadow.
I was like, it almost doesn't even make sense.
No, and like, it
It's
wasn't like
Power
anything
Ranger
like
episode all of a
he
sudden.
didn't power up. He just like started growing for no reason. Why didn't the rest of them grow?
Like he could have eaten something at least.
Yeah. They just grew. Well, one just grew.
Yeah. And just one.
Do what?
And just one.
Yeah. But it
Like,
did
it's
have
not
that
like
cool
there was
scene.
like 6 of them.
I did like the arms coming through and grabbing him, like when he was like adult arms instead of the baby critter arms. I might have skipped something too because I went from that to entire house explodes.
I have the huge critter attacks Brad. The rock star shoots a fireball at him and saves Brad.
Is that why the house explodes?
No, I don't think so yet. I put the Potato Man and Chief leave together. Potato Charlie is driving, but the real Charlie runs into Brad on their bikes. They find the spaceship.
Okay. Oh, because Brad and Charlie are kind of by themselves. I think that the bounty hunters are.
I see where I'm at. He finds his sister shot in the neck. Why the Quill 2 huge critter finds him? It's just a Y, the letter Y. And then I put Rad and Charlie throw a Molotov cocktail in the critter spaceship. It takes off just as a Potato Man. Oh, I'm probably past you now.
I mean, no, I just have the house explodes. I'd be very fucking mad because like you went from having a regular night to your whole fucking house exploding.
And he didn't even get to go to his bowling game.
No,
and everybody was at the bowling game. It looked like a good time.
No, Billy Zane's dead. You don't go to the bowling game, and you're shot in the neck or killed in the neck, I think is what you said.
And for all you know, these quills are poisonous. You only have a few hours to live.
Well, we do have to say that the giant critter is taking the sister April. Is the sister's name April? I have that written down.
I never got the sister.
Is taking her back to the ship to steal her. That's why everybody's chasing her.
Okay.
Or chasing the big thing. So yeah, they throw the.
I did not have that. So
they throw the Molotov cocktail like right at the last fucking second, and it did have me. I couldn't remember if it actually made it in or not, but it slides right into that fucking ship right at the end.
Yeah, and it takes off just as a Potato Man, Mom, Dad, Police Chief pull up. They blow their house up, and then the spaceship blows up.
That's about it. Kid
Potato
says
Man.
thank you, and the bounty hunter gives him a space pager.
Yeah. Potato Man gives him something and tells him to call him. Don't know what that means.
Yeah, what would you call him for? In case these things come back?
It was a little weird.
But then
it was a little Chris Elliott.
That'll be the term now. But then I think that he hits the pager. Like, I don't know why he knows. And then his house goes back to normal. Just rebuilds itself.
Rebuilds.
Yeah.
And I put the house magically put back together. Comma potato people ?
Yeah. But then, I mean, everything's all fun. We think everything's back to normal. They got their house back.
And just like in Are You Afraid of the Dark or Goosebumps episode, what happens?
There's more eggs. Krite eggs.
Three eggs moving.
Yep.
Do you think they're called Krite eggs, or would they have a different name?
I mean, I don't know, because obviously they have a different language, so it's probably something else. I mean, if I was a kid, I'd just be like, there's some fucking eggs out here, like, that don't look right. Like, they're probably alien eggs.
Right.
Because that's the thing. They don't get too much information. Like, they get hurt, these random, like, fucking potato dudes save your life, and then leave. So you don't really get any answers.
Yeah, and then give you a magical pager, and it's like, calling me. Wait, but why do you look like the rock star? Like, nobody ever asked him that. Like,
No.
maybe at the beginning. Like, aren't you...
You would have to find out, right? Like, does the rock star actually have a side job?
Yeah, it'd be like, well, are you Johnny Steele?
Mm-hmm.
He'd be like, well, no, because, I'm not.
No.
Because obviously Charlie's not Charlie because there's two Charlies, so that's a stupid question, kid.
Yeah.
So maybe the kid figured it out on his own.
He takes the pager back. He's like, you don't even deserve this.
Yeah. Brad's like, I didn't really want it. It was kind of weird when you gave it to me in the first place.
You know what? Weirdo. If you could just kind of get the fuck out of here, it'd make everybody happier.
Fucking cabin boy, fuck.
But once again, we can make fun of this movie, but I do really enjoy this movie. Plus, it clocks in at like 80 minutes. Like, it was fucking
I was just going to say,
over.
it's my last thing.
Yeah.
81 minutes.
Yeah.
Love that.
It's over. Like, we didn't have to, like, it wasn't a whole night. It wasn't anything. Like, Maya wasn't that mad about watching it because it did take up too much of her time.
Right. It's the right amount of time for a movie.
Yeah, but it is like, if you sit down, it's very, very close to Gremlins, I feel.
It is. It's what came first?
Gremlins is 84, so Gremlins.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, Critters. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
it doesn't have, I mean, it has
fun.
holes. Doesn't have that many holes, though.
But it's okay. A movie like that can have some holes, like,
Yeah.
because it doesn't take itself too seriously. Now, if like Shawshank Redemption had holes, tougher thing to swallow.
That's a very far jump. Do you think this is what got Billy Zane into Back to the Future? They're like, hey, do you have a reel, sir? And he's like, actually, I don't need a reel. I hit play on that over there, and it's just.
Do you know what a crate is? Yeah, it might have been, or it just could have been his great looks.
I mean, he's a good-looking dude, and he's in the Phantom, and he's in, like, he probably went in. And he's like, "You're aware I'm the Phantom, and I'm in Titanic, right?" And they went, "Holy shit, you're in Titanic?" And he was like, "Yeah."
Yeah, I'm gonna be. Not yet. You know, the guy that's gonna do Aliens in a few years.
Yeah, Billy Zane, BZ.
BZ, but yeah,
that's all I got on Critters.
Me too.
I
like that. Good movie. It is a good movie.
Have we watched one that we're not really, other than like how we all seem pretty upset with Candyman, like the ending. at least you and I. Well, you seemed upset. I was in agreement with you.
I think we definitely forgot how boring Silent Night, Deadly Night got.
Oh, okay. And
we missed our phones because usually I think we both watch alone, is what we said. And like, man, that ending is just like, once the sledding stops, like it fucking lasts like 40 more minutes, and it didn't need to.
Oh, when they go back to the school, right? Or the orphanage, I guess, not the school. Yeah,
it's just god awful. And then was there something else that the Thanksgiving movie was kind of a clusterfuck.
That was fucking.
I don't really remember too much about that movie.
Well, see what happens here on Brett on GBGG. I'm trying to get that to take. Is we learn lessons. Is what we do, and so we change.
There won't be any more 4-ways live.
Yeah,
and probably no more 4-ways in general.
No. I have a couple ideas, but nothing like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that's it. Is it time to go watch a movie?
It is time to go watch a movie.
Grant and Brad's Ghastly Gal.